Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Country Kickback. You've probably already noticed that we've had a few changes to the show tonight, starting with an amazing intro, and I have to thank Brad and Ray Lee because both of them have done some really hard work to get that up and running, and I really couldn't have done it without them, so thank you guys. There are a few changes that we need to talk about tonight. Firstly, Country Kickback will stay live through YouTube, through Facebook, and through our website. That's not changing. You will still be able to see us. Our main night will still be Wednesday and Thursdays, and when we've got extra artists releasing, we'll still have it on alternate nights when we can, and you will still see the ads on all our platforms. The changes that are probably going to be noticeable are we're going to do shows now that are a little bit shorter, not a lot, but a little bit, and it will be aired to radio from now on as well. Not while we're live, it will play later in the week. So we're going to have it on Triple H 100.1 FM. Stephen does an all Aussie show, and he's going to play it on that on Thursdays for us, and there's some other things in the pipelines as well that might come across areas that you're in. So keep an eye on the page. We will advertise it. We'll let you know, and things will be slightly different. We'll still be able to take your questions. You can still message, you can still email or messenger me as well through the week if you want to ask anything in particular. So that won't change. Hi Kaz, hi Jonathan. Thank you so much for both of you for joining in. The other thing that I want to have a chat to you about is Pro Music Australia. Matt has very generously donated a guitar to Country Kickback. I don't have it yet. They're going to send it this week, but some of you have probably already seen it. It's been going around in Queensland getting signatures and all sorts of things on it for us. So very soon we'll be doing something with that. I don't know how we're going to work. I'm going to have a bit of a chat with Matt and see how that's going. But yeah, so that's really exciting. So Pro Music Australia, if you need anything, give them a message music-wise, and they might be able to help you out because they have been wonderful to us. Hi, Robert. Thank you so much for joining in. So all these things are very exciting happening. And you might have noticed today we've got a competition up as well. So if you're in Tassie, or if you can get down to Tassie for the end of the month, the 27th of March, Casey Barnes will be playing, and we've got 2 tickets to give away. So jump on that. It's not tagged to the top of the page yet, but it will be by the end of the night. Enter away. Tell us who you'd take, what you'd like, and keep sharing it with your friends because that's going to be a great event. There's so many events coming up, especially in Tassie this month, so it's huge. I know there are lots around the country, so if you know of any, let us know so we can post it and people can get there. Well, after all that, we have Sandee Facy joining us tonight, and she's sitting very patiently in the green room waiting for us, so we might welcome her into the room. Hello.
Hi, Danny. I'm waiting.
You are waiting. Mine's empty.
I wasn't sure what kind of kickback this was going to be, so I poured myself a wine.
Wine is the best way to do it. How have you been? We haven't had you on the show before, but how have you been through this last 12 months? It's been a bit crazy.
Yeah. I'm Melbourne based, so you can just imagine. Yeah. Ooh, that look on your face. I can tell. Yeah, it's been trying to say the least. Last year was just tough on everyone, from small businesses to independent artists. No live shows, no nothing. So we're just looking forward to what 2021 brings.
Yes, absolutely. 2021, it's shaping up okay so far. So fingers crossed it stays that way. We've got a lot of people that are joining us in the live show tonight. We've got Kaz, she's popped in to say hi. And Jonathan,
hi, Kaz.
Hi. Robert Holmes is in as well. So there's lots of people popping in, and if they have questions, they can pop them in the comments and we'll get to as many as we can.
Awesome.
I guess, as we always do when we haven't had an artist on the show before, I like to just talk about your beginnings and why you've gone down the music path and what inspired you to go the country direction.
Yeah, so you can probably tell by my accent that I wasn't born in Australia, but I've been affiliated with the tapestry of this beautiful country for about 27 years, believe it or
Yeah.
not. I was married in Debra, Queensland, in a rural town outside of Brizzy, back in the day. When I laugh and I always say back when Lee Kernaghan was singing "Boys in the Bush." So it's been a journey. But for me, music's been a part of my life. Like I'm sure with a lot of songwriters and performers, it's been a part of my life since I was a child. I was the kid singing in the hairbrush, having a sing. And but I guess what's kind of changed for me now is I've been a working muso for quite some time, and singing, connecting with other people's lyrics. So the
Yeah.
difference between back then and now is the fact that I've actually written and released my own stuff, which is just amazing. I'm just so connected with the stories, and I'm so excited that people like what I've been doing, because I've just really I started releasing in COVID, in lockdown last year.
Did COVID give you the push to start releasing? Because you've slowed down your live shows. Was that the push that you needed?
I had planned to release music in 2020, as everyone had plans to do a lot of things in 2020, and so making that decision whether or not to hold off
Yeah.
or to release, I guess for me, it was really important for me to connect to my audience during that time.
Yeah.
I felt incredibly isolated, and so to be able to share what I love, and everything was already mastered and recorded, and everything was ready to roll. So I thought, you know what, let's pull the trigger and see
Really?
where we go. So I started in late April, and yeah, here I am.
You are. And February this year, you released your EP, Still That Girl. Tell us about the EP.
So the EP is a collection of all songs that I've written, with the exception of one, that are really just near and dear and true to my heart. And it's very special because it's all of my new music. So Still That Girl, the title track, is a great song about reconnecting to your childhood. So again, going back to being in COVID, and a lot of times you have, family responsibility, bills to pay, life in general, the older you get, gets a bit more complicated, right? So with Still That Girl, it's a song about childhood memories. And my memory just happens to be, I'm a 10-year-old and I'm up in, oh, I hope I don't cry. I haven't had enough wine to cry. I'm just kidding. Yeah, my memories are of northern Michigan, which is basically a country area in the Midwest. And I used to shoot off in my Honda 50, which is a little mini bike. And my parents didn't even look for me. Like I would literally come down the 2-track back from the Porcupine House, and I'd be pushing my bike because I ran out of petrol. So what was, if you don't mind me asking, what's like a favorite memory of yours, Danny? Like in your childhood, what'd you love to do?
I think my favorite memories as a child was probably going to Slim Dusty with my dad, and even square dancing with both my mum and dad and my sister. It's music. It's always music for me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. And you close your eyes and it puts you right there.
It does. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
That is so exciting. I love to hear this. I love that these songs can do that. We can have a listen to your song, have a listen to your memories, and then think of our own now. And it makes people connect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you've released 4 of the singles off of this album. How has the reaction been from song to song? Have you had a lot of feedback?
Yeah, so back in April, when I released "Still That Girl," the single, it tracked at #1 on the Australian country iTunes charts, which was fantastic, and I got a lot of traction with community radio and AMRAP, et cetera, et cetera. And again, like you said, I'm blessed to have people like you in my life who are interested in independent artists, because, you know, it is a bit of a give and take, push and pull with that sort of thing. And the country music, Australian country music family has just been wonderful to me. So yeah, I've just been having a great time, and I've just over the past 2 weeks I've been out playing, so that's been amazing.
Where have you been playing?
Just out, like I've done local events, and
Yeah.
I have an event coming up in 2 weeks where I'm opening for a larger name, but it's Secret Squirrels. I know we don't have squirrels here. Secret, I don't know, wombats. Yeah, I don't know who they are, but I'm opening up for them in an event called Sunset Sounds. So I've got like a 20-minute opener, which is great because I'm used to doing the hard yards. When I go out to gig, I do 3 sets.
Yes, you do the whole, no, barely a break between and keep going all night.
Yeah, it's super fun though. I mean, I can't complain, and that's the best part of, well, I don't know, like I'm a lover of songwriting now as well, but there's nothing that beats a live audience. Nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing.
I think that's something people have really noticed in the last 12 months is how much loved that side of it.
Yes,
now,
because you missed it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we just took it for granted, now we're all of a sudden realizing and appreciating it. Everyone's making an effort to get to every gig that they can, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us, have you got a copy of the EP that we can have a look at, and where can they get it from?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. And the reason is I've actually, some of my followers might know this, because I do tend to go live on my Facebook page now and then and share some news. But I've recently left my full-time job, and I'm working and concentrating more on my music, which is great. So I still have to fund what I do. So I've been sending these CDs off, which I don't know. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. That's perfect.
Yeah. Great, Danny. And then I'm going to open up, and this is where things get really interesting, because at my age, that font right there, it's way too small. I need my glasses to read all of my acknowledgments, but it's just about all the wonderful, beautiful, supportive people in my life. So that's it. And you can get it on my website. You can hit me up just on Instagram or Facebook, and on Messenger, and I can send it out to you next day.
Wonderful. So if people want to jump on there and order when we're finished, they can. That would be wonderful. Tell us where is the best place to keep an eye on the upcoming gigs, and when you announce the artists that you're opening for, where's the best place to keep
on Instagram and Facebook.
They're the 2 spots.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I do have a landing, like a website where I do some blogging. I think that's the writer in me. Like I'm a bit of a storyteller. So, I've written about my 17-year-old Chow Chow German Shepherd who, flew across the country to from Michigan to Melbourne, and his stories. And so there's a little bit for everybody, I guess.
That's lovely. 17 years old is very good for an adult.
Yeah. So when we first moved back here, he was 12 when he flew over, and he lived to be 17, and he loved Australia. He'd take himself for a walk, and yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any pets now?
Yeah. So I have 2. I have I love to talk about animals. I have 2 dogs. I have a forever pet. His name's Cisco. He's a border collie, and we've had him since he was a little puppy. And when we lost Gordy, who was the Chow Chow German Shepherd, we were devastated, as most pet furry families know all about losing a pet. So we got involved with Seeing Eye Dogs Australia, and I came up with this great idea that we were going to be puppy cares, and that it would fill the void of losing the dog. So it's a wonderful cause. I truly recommend everyone that has the time to experience caring for a dog. It's great. The only thing that you don't really think about is the fact that you got to give the dog away.
Yes.
So
with that.
So what happened was, this was in 2013. His name was Nathan. He's a black lab, and he's this beautiful boy. He can walk in the door any minute. She doesn't know how to open the door. I'm just kidding. So Nathan went away to someone. He was accompanying a guy that couldn't hear or see. So Nathan knew Auslan Sign Language.
Right.
So he could sign. And they retired him last year. So when they retired him, they called me. I was driving. I was on Bluetooth. I had to pull over because I was freaking out. She's like, my puppy person was like, are you interested in adopting Nathan? I hadn't seen this dog, Danny, in 6.5 years.
Oh my goodness. Did he recognize?
Yeah. Oh, he so did. Oh yeah, he so recognized us, and he flew in from New South Wales on a Thursday. On Friday morning at 8 a.m. I was in Kensington to pick him up.
I would be the same. I'm the same. I couldn't have given it up, I don't think.
So the two of them are fast friends. They're two totally different personalities. We call Nathan the bin chicken because he's just like always in the bin, like looking for something. And Cisco's obsessed with like chasing a ball.
Labrador.
You have animals?
Yes, I do. I've got a chocolate Labradoodle, and he's very old. He is like your dog. He likes food. It doesn't matter if it's food or not. He'll eat it and then think about it afterwards.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Honestly, and some of the things I'll spare you the details. Some of the things that Nathan has gotten into, I'm like, oh my goodness, So anyway, I think it's just their nature, right? They like to.
Absolutely, they've got stomachs made of steel.
Yeah.
They sure do. There's lots of people popping in. Cynthia has popped in and she said to say hi and she loves seeing you on the show.
Thank you.
Stephen has popped in. He said it's definitely a Labrador thing. Absolutely. A Labrador thing. And I've got a new kitten and he's a Devon Rex and he's the same. He eats anything. I cannot leave anything small laying around because he'll eat it. I don't know why, but he'll eat it.
How do they get along, the cat and the dog?
The cat and the dog get along fine. The cat and my other cat, on the other hand, don't get along at all.
Oh, right. That's new kitty on the territory. So it's like, yeah.
My other cat's very crabby, and he is always been a one-person cat. At the moment, he doesn't like me very much. He's taking it out on me. So I know that we're going to wrap up very soon, but can you show us the EP before we go? And
yes.
Tell us
there's the EP.
We can send a message.
You can
straight
stream it.
And we can stream it as well. So jump on, guys, and order Sandee's EP because it is wonderful. And you won't regret ordering it. And she will send it out through you the next day. So sad for Sandee to give the dog away. I agree, Cynthia. I would not have been able to do it.
I know. It's for the greater purpose. You convince yourself of that, but it's like, it's hard to do.
They're going to be looked after. They're going to someone that's going to love them just as much as you do. But it was amazing to get him back. How beautiful. So head over to Sandee's socials and make sure you follow her on Facebook and Instagram, and even have a look at her website just to keep up to date, because I can't wait for 2021. I think we're going to see a lot of Sandee around the place.
Oh, thank you, Danny. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for watching.
Talking to you.
You too. We'll be back tomorrow night. We've got 2 shows tomorrow night, so keep an eye on the Facebook page for those, and we'll be. And you can actually hit on the Facebook page. You can actually hit to get a reminder if you want to, and on the YouTube channel as well. So we'll see you all again tomorrow night at 6:30 my time. See you, Sandee. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.